Hey class, just want to take some time to check in real quick for this week's discussion board post. I did submit it already, and then this is just kind of a follow-up video expanding some of the thoughts. So go ahead and read the post above, and then you can tune in here and see some of my side thoughts as I go through this and just kind of work it out in my head. But I actually think that I may have made a pretty good point in that there is a distinction in the Bible between being made in the image of God and then being made in the image of Christ, and that in our conversion to as becoming Christians, we are renewed, and the old self dies and makes room for the new self. But Small is right in that there is this kind of process associated with that. So if you go to Colossians 3, 9, and 10, it says, "Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices, and I put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator." So it's not saying has been renewed, but is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator. So this is a process. This is a process of sanctification that we're going through, and I think that's important to highlight. I think as you understand what Small is getting at here, he's not really talking about Christian living or goals or anything like that. He's talking about role and responsibility and sexuality and things of that nature. But it is important to highlight here that as we look at our lives and we look at understanding what this image of God means for us today, that we shouldn't be dismayed just because we've lost our connection with God, and that image of God that was intended for us was taken away and lost because of the fallenness to sin. But instead that we should be encouraged to engage in active renewal as we move towards that image of Christ, which won't be consummated until we are in heaven and back in God's presence. But still, we are called to that higher standard of achieving this. And in one of our other classes, we're Church and Salvation. We're talking about different perspectives, and one of my classmates brought up that as a Wesleyan, he pushes towards Christian perfectionism. But where does that come from? It comes with this idea that we have the ability to be in Christ's image. He just has a different opinion than me on when that happens completely. But in the same way, we should be striving to that. So anyway, that's just an additional thought to some of the things I was saying. I also just want to apologize. I got home from a work trip yesterday, and I've got a lot of catch-up work to do. So my intention, and please hold me accountable to this, is to add to this discussion board post another discussion board post, as my initial post may have been a little weak. I want to be able to explore more of the additional texts and add to this and that. So anyway, thanks for listening, and looking forward to the discussion to follow.